Hi, this is Veneri, and I am here to start filming my mid-year collection video. I'm going to be doing this, or filming in segments. You'll get it all at once when it goes up. So I guess without further ado, I'll go ahead and start, and I'll just, of course, chat while I go through everything. This first binder is my miscellaneous JYP binder. So just miscellanea from the JYP groups, because I'm not a company stan, because, you know, companies are all over the place. But I just find myself gravitating to a lot of JYP groups, and as you can see, we have some little bit of Wonder Girls, just a tiny hint of them, because they were before Photocards. 2 p.m. though, being second gen, they kind of have some, later on they more or less get Photocards, though a lot of the earlier ones are these Japanese ones that I definitely need to get more of. I want to at least fill this page for group. But I say Photocards, but these are technically like tickets for like high five events and such. This is their Gentleman's Game, is the first release that actually had Photocards. As you see, I don't have the full collection yet. I've been kind of slacking. I really should, because I may have given up on getting Junho, because Junho is just an incredibly expensive member in general, just because he's become such a popular actor. But I still need to get the Nikkun and the Taekyon. So I really should try to get those and just finish it for them at least. This is for Must, where I'm trying to collect 3 of the members, Junkei, Nikkun, and Woo Young. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't completely blanking on them. And I've definitely made a little bit of progress here. Still have a ways to go. They're not always the easiest cards to find, especially now that I've found, you know, a good portion of them, or at least a good half. Now I'm just needing to find the few that I don't have. And of course, group cards, I'm just picking them up. The group cards are a lot easier, so when it's time to kind of double down and collect those, I should be able to finish the rest of this page. And that, since I'm not collecting all the group cards either because of Junho, this I'll probably get to eventually, probably once I'm done with the cards. And these are just stickers that were in one of their releases. I'm blanking which one, but had it for each member. So, and then of course larger inclusions. Probably need to redo them at some point, but it is what it is. And then I have my miscellaneous Junkei, because he's my favorite member. Mostly based off of the fact that I like his solo music the best, to be honest. And yeah, these are just inclusions from that. And 2 p.m. is very small. We're moving on to NiziU, who I love and adore. And this is definitely a collection I hope to grow a bit more. So I was collecting all the regular editions for Nina, and then like one of each of Rima. They're both basically tied for my favorites. But when the group first came out, they were really expensive overall, and the cost has died down a bit overall for them, which is nice. So I am thinking of going back and changing some things, but one thing was that Nina was always a very cheap member to collect, hence why I kind of focused on collecting her Well, I say completely because I didn't bother with the With You versions. But the original idea was to make sure I got like one of the group cards, got one card for Rima, and then got the 3 regular cards for Nina. So these are the first 2 singles, their first album, 3rd single, and then we get into things that are kind of messy. With my next Neokyo haul, I'll be able to fill out most of this. I think I'll just have like one card I'll still need to get for this. But basically with Paradise, they changed things up. So you weren't just getting 3 regular edition cards. You got 6. So of course it's like, okay, I'll still collect all of Nina. I'll get 2 of Rima's, and then for my next favorite member is again split between 2 members, which is Rico and Rio. So I figured I'll get one of each to fill the page that way. But to do that, that meant I had to like change up what I was doing for Blue Moon, which is kind of going to be the same thing, except it's going to be all 3 Nina, all 3 Rima for the regular editions, a Rio, a Riku, and I'll probably, I don't know, because I kind of want to go back and do this for all their previous releases, so I just might get some random member for this slot. I hadn't quite decided, so I'm pretty sure that's the only card I don't have, because I still haven't decided on that yet. And honestly, I kind of like lost track of what I had and what I didn't. So I'm just waiting for the Neokyo package to come in. And then I would know. And I could figure it out and know which cards I need to get. For their first 3 releases, they had, I'm not sure if this is all Tower Records, but they had clear cards for like one of their pre-order benefits. Definitely got Rio and Nina, but then it's like, well, I want to get 3rd member, so I randomly picked Riku. I think she was just a little bit cheaper than Rio for what I was finding, or at least easier. And I was hoping I could continue on with Rio, like do another page, but I'm not seeing that, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with Rio. But yeah, that's what this page is. And here's my top 4. Of course, Rio, Riku, Rima, and Nina. And these, I thought they were like photocard size. They were not, but I decided to keep them anyway. They're just pretty much clear postcards. And now we have some season's greetings. This is their first one and their second, so 2002, 2003. And I got it for both, got the 2 cards for Rima as well as Nina. And of course, next year, whatever cards they get, I will collect. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to do more than just the album cards, because I love this group, but it's like I want to collect more for them. So I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what to do for that. These came in for the season greetings for 2023. I pretty much got them with the cards that I got, so they're just kind of hanging out there. And I do have this extra Rima, so if I ever go back and do that where I'm getting all of Rima's regular cards, I will at least have that one for take a picture. And that's NiziU done. And then the last group that I have in here is NMIXX. They're about half of this. Mostly thanks to their last release. Though they did just announce another single, so I'm looking forward to that. So I start off collecting Lily, Solyon, and Kyujin. I will change that up with their next release, where instead of collecting Kyujin, I'll collect Bae, but I'm just going to keep all the Kyujin here, not to mess up things. And I'm not ready to collect OT6 because that means collecting Haewon, and Haewon is a very expensive member. She's probably the most expensive at this point. She beat Solyon. But yeah, Admire, Antwerp, and then for Xpergo, I did a lot of OT6 just because of the fact that the regular version of the mini album was available in US stores, which made it so much easier. This is limited. I'm still missing a couple cards, but they're all purchased. Not all of them are going to come in. The last Haewon, that one is going to be in not the Neokyo Hall, or yeah, the Neokyo order that's coming in this month. Next month I'll have that, and that will be the last card I need because that Bae and this Jiwoo are going to be in the July Neokyo Hall. And that will finish everything for Xpergo. So yeah, Digipack, and this is the Target exclusive cards. I got the set of 6. I tried to do Barnes & Noble as well, except I could not, for the life of me, pull the Haewon. So I just gave up. Oh, I need to see if I have any extra of these to replace that. But, and of course, don't know what the new release is going to encompass, so not set up at all. Now, after all the album stuff, I do have my non-album inclusion collections. One thing I decided to do was that for each era or each release have 3 non-album cards for both Solyon and Kyujin. It's stuff like that I'm more or less working on in between releases, so it's not like a major focus. I should be able to finish the Xpergo for Solyon with the next one. Kyujin I need to work on a little bit more. I do have everything for Admire. I don't know how to pronounce that. I do not know Latin. But yes, for their debut, I have all of the Lily. I'm still working on Antwerp. But as you can see, I'm almost complete there. Oh yes. And then for Xpergo, because, you know, I did have a lot of kind of pobs for the other members, since I did get like 6 member set for the Digipacks, because of I ordered through K-Pop USA and they had that. So it's like, okay, then I can just do this for all members. So I just need to get one last one for Haewon, as I have Bae completed here. Jiwoo I didn't even have to work on, because this is from everything from K-Town USA was Apple Music, so this is the Apple Music. This is the Aladdin, where I ordered limited edition. I got 3 cards. She was one, Haewon was another one, and this is the Barnes & Noble, so she was basically done even without trying. That was nice. And then of course this is Lily's page, since I do try to fill a full page, and it is so hard to pick which which pops. I kind of want to do another page, but with there already being a new release being announced, I don't think I'll get to that because I just love the Xpergo Pobs and Lucky Draws this time around. And this page here, which is nothing here, this is just going to be an extra Solyon and Bay page. These are their Barnes & Noble cards. I was not going to get rid of them, and I have other cards that are going to fill out their 3, and it's like, well, I really like these members, so why not just give them a page? In fact, I haven't gotten it yet, but there's like a unit card with both Solyon and Bay from their debut era, and I think I'm going to get that, put that there, and then just kind of finish off doing 4 Bay, 4 Solyon, and consider this page done. From like everything from Xpergo, or from debut to Xpergo. Yes, I think that was basically my plan. And this page, it's non-album, it's non-pub or lucky draw, and because this is the light stick cards for Lily and Solyon, and that's just what this page is going to be. If I find any other non-album cards of both Lily and Solyon, that I have to get both of them together and then kind of just fill out that page. That's the plan. And then, of course, large occlusions, which they actually don't have too much of, which is not bad. So with that is JYP. And again, I really want to expand on NiziU and NMIXX because I love and adore both those groups, so I would love to collect more for them. Alright, so that said, a group I don't have to worry about trying to find other things to collect other than our album trading cards is Twice. As you can see, I've changed up binders, and that's because I have an idea. I'm hoping I can do this fine, and I figured the way Twice is going, the fact that they're still a very active group, and now there's also like solo and unit releases, and there's just so much for Twice in general, and it looks like it will be for a while, that there's a good chance I could easily fill 9 binders, especially since I only use like 2-inch binders. It's just the size I really like. And if I'm gonna have 9 of these, I should try to have one for each color, for each member's color. So I've decided to start doing that. This is the pink for Momo, of course. I've just kind of gone through what I had. And of course, the other thing is that I want them all to be these kind of heavy duty binders that just have this little thing for opening and closing. But yeah, that is going to be like pretty much the biggest change. Well, not one of the bigger changes for my Twice collection here. I've also separated it a little bit more, since as you can see there's a lot more room, because it's going to need that room, because I have more or less figured at this point I am eventually going to have a full 9-member collection for their album cards, at least the group albums. And I'm just going to do it 3 members at a time. Of course, the first 3 are Jihyo, Mina, and Chewy. Mina's my favorite of the whole group, followed by Jihyo and Chewy. So for the most part, I start off strong, do need to work on Twice Coaster Lane. A lot of like the earlier stuff. I do have a few things that I want to get or have as a 9-member collection pretty much from the get-go. A lot of it is just album pobs like this one. Signal. And of course I'm really excited because the cards that I'm getting with this next Yokio package, I will be able to finish Mina. Like, I will be done with her album cards completely, up to the latest release. And that has me so excited. I mean, just to have like one member at least completely finished. I've actually done pretty well with Merry and Happy. Oh, and if it's like a blank, it's because I've already gotten a card. I just haven't sorted it yet. So whenever they come in, I just kind of pull their little placeholder out so that way I can keep track of that. So if you see any completely empty spots, that is what that is for. I think for the most part. Because I don't think I have these, so I don't know why these are blank. I don't know. I've got to figure that page out. That one's a little bit of a mess right now. But yeah, the earlier eras, they're the ones that really need the most work. I've been kind of going backwards with completing everything for the most part, but then I'll randomly grab like photo cards from earlier eras and just kind of try to fill in. Oh, and another thing is that I will be able to get all of the Jihyo album bobs, so that will at least be done. And I'm looking forward to that as well. So it's pretty much starting with the next binder. There'll be a lot more like complete pages. A lot of this is very much work in progress, especially these eras where there were just so many photo sets. So this one just takes it up to fancy for now. I figured it should be able to hold all that for when I do my next expansion. And I expand it to hold the next 3 members that I'll be collecting. Which we'll actually get a bit of at the end of this. Of course, we start with Phil Special, which I do have. Yeah, starting with Phil Special, all of Mina is like complete going forward, and you'll just see a lot more complete pages. For Chewy, I'm working on her more and more cards because that is the latest that I need to finish for her. I think I still have 1 or 2 cards left, or maybe just 1. Yeah, I think this is the last Jihyo card I need for Eyes Wide Open, and then I can move on to more and more for her as well. But yeah, so basically after Eyes Wide Open, you just get complete sets, well, until we hit here. Because I've actually gotten quite a few cards for the next 3 that I'm collecting, which are Momo, Sana, and Dahyun. So I've actually set up Formula of Love, because after Formula of Love with between 1 and 2, that's when I start collecting OT9. So for this, I've gone ahead and set it up for the 6 members. And most of what I'm missing is, of course, Momo and Sana. I just got really lucky that I found like a set of Formula of Love cards for Dahyun that was the vast majority of her cards for this release. But yeah, decided to just go ahead and do that because, you know, I could complete things. Like, this is a nice complete page. Though it's just going to throw me off now that I don't have Mina in the middle anymore. And hopefully I can complete this soon. And this. But this was an OT9 that I completed. So yes, hopefully, I'm hoping by the end of the year, the only thing the only 6-member collection I'm going to really worry about is finishing Formula of Love. And everything else, I'm not going to really worry about too much until I finish Chewy and Jihyo for everything else. But again, more or less working on more and more, and then can move on to Feel Special. And it'll be so nice when I'm done with all the Chewy and the Jihyo for this binder. Ah! Cover, do not slip away. Alright, and then the next, I will have to update this binder because while it is the red, it's not one of the heavy duty ones. So this will need to be replaced at some point, but I'm not too worried because at least I have the color right. But this is where the OT9 sets start, and from the looks of it, oh no, I think I also have some extra collections? I don't know. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking? This is my collection. I should know it. But yes, between 1 and 2, completely done. And like I said, this was the release that I started collect OT9 for, so ready to be. Also in good shape. Yeah, so I have to have, yeah. Eventually I need to move all this stuff, which is larger inclusions, which I'm very hit or miss with collecting. I think my best, or my most complete, are the errors I'm starting OT9 with. But yeah, I think with their next full group release, I will have to move this stuff out into another binder, which I already have set for, so, or I'm more or less set for. Actually, I'll probably just move this stuff, which is miscellaneous Mina cards. Oh, and I have this ready to be, because unlike the other one, I actually pulled it off so you can see the message. And that is random postcard. All right, and this page is for top 3. Kind of started off just doing like the target cards, but then I pulled Chewy from the file version of Formula of Love. I have Mina's version coming, and I still need to get Jihyo's, but I figured that'll be the first, and then it'll, oh, I need to change these pages. Not sure if you noticed, but one thing I want to do is change everything to these Ultra Pro Platinum. I like them because they're heavier pages, so they keep the cards laying flat pretty well, which I feel is a must when you have a larger inclusion or a larger collection like Twice. This needs to be changed out for that. Oh no, I had changed this one out. Then why didn't I go back and change this one? All right, so that's something I'm going to need to do. And I have a feeling these random groups, yeah. So that'll all be changed out to those platinum pages. So they look nicer, they lay flat. Random units page, all the units from Ready to Be. And then the random Nyan cards that I have. I ended up buying 2 versions of her first solo, mainly because I bought the first one because it was the only one I could find. Then I found the one that I really wanted because I liked the photos better. So I got that one, which is why I have all these cards. Actually, I think this one was gifted, since I got doubles of this, so someone, I believe, gifted me this one, which is why I could have this set of 6. And of course, the larger inclusions. I think that's just an end page, but I know, I think I kind of need to redo this probably at some point. At the moment, I don't feel like I have enough of any collection to really worry about it, though. Other than, you know, changing out those pages for the Ultra Pro Platinum. Because you see this. You see how well it lays down. I'm very happy because I'm always worried, or I was kind of always worried with the way that, you know, a lot of them will like indent and like go like that if you have a lot of cards in a large collection like this. So yeah, definitely glad I found the Ultra Pro Platinum. That solves that issue. And I do have one more binder, like I kind of alluded to. This is for basically the next 3 members that I'm collecting. I do every once in a while. I'm trying not to get too far into like getting cards for them yet, because like I said, I need to focus more on Jihyo and Chewy. It's easy to find this stuff and I need so much of it, so which makes it so tempting. But yeah, this is just everything. I'm trying to at least keep it by release on each page. So I'm also trying to focus on Sana because I know she's the harder member, going to be the harder of the 3 to collect. And then I also have a couple, well, 3. I just don't have any random Nyan. I do have a couple random Jonghyun and a random Chaeyoung. So that's where those are go, and that's probably where I will end up putting the non-group album cards that I was talking about in the other one, because this still has plenty of room. I don't know. I mean, I picked this thinking it's like, no, I think it is a, I don't know. I'm going back and forth of whether or not that's the right blue for Dion. But for now, it'll work. It will work. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this section. And of course, you'll just see a cut before I start up again. All right, and moving on to basically with this finish up, or this clip, to finish up my JYP groups, starting with Stray Kids, which is one of my larger collections because I do collect OT8. Of course, I have 2 binders. This is the first. They're divided right now by how far I am with any one set of cards, because I was finding when I was starting to collect OT8, having a whole bunch of pages that didn't have anything was just disheartening and I was losing motivation. So I put them all in one other binder, and this is the one that I either have a full collection like this, or I have at least 4. And of course, I do hope to actually complete this because I'm only missing 2, the Hyunjin and Lino, and I've noticed mixtape cards in general, they've kind of gone down in price from what they were when I was first starting to collect. So yes, by the end of the year, I want to have the last 2 cards for this, so that way I'm just done with mixtape. And then I have that from I Am Not, I Am Who, and that's all the I Am, and then we start with the Clay series. I'm actually doing pretty well with Miro, as you can see. There are going to be some empties, and that's because I have cards to fill those in. So I at least have 1 page each for those, and then we jump all the way over to NiziU, which I do need to do more work for, because I do want to complete all these sets by the end of the year. I am kind of close with some of these, and I know I have a few on the way that will be a big help. But yeah, just slowly working, and I decided to go ahead and collect these. As you can see, I'm pretty close to done, which is nice. And this is the album pop set for NiziU. I'm so happy I have Christmas Evil complete now. So basically everything from this page on are all complete sets. And Christmas Evil was the comeback that I actually really kind of started following Stray Kids, as in I actually purchased the album or pre-ordered it. So very happy to have that completed. And of course, Ordinary, all of the unit cards, which thankfully they made really easy to collect if you were like international, or at least you could gain the Target versions. Then we have Maxident. Oh, and of course with these I try to set it up to have as many heart cards, of course just because of the pages I couldn't connect like at least 2 of them. But I tried to connect as many as possible. I wonder if I switch those 2, that will look a little better. These are hot. Yeah, they connect a little bit better. So he'll have to go up there. All right. And the Polaroids. Ah, yes. And I did actually get the final card I needed. And I decided to just go ahead and put it in here because then I am complete for 5-star. This looks so nice. So nice. And decided not to bother with trying to make like a star on the back of here. I wouldn't know where to start. Sorry, I'm still just kind of taking in the fact that I have this all completed because it's still a very new release. Okay, so that are the complete or mostly complete sets I have for Stray Kids. And these are the ones that I have like only a few of, or I have less than 4 cards, which for some of these are 0. Yeah. I still need to get the IMU albums. That will definitely help with that. And actually, when I store my my Neokyo haul, when that comes in and I store it, then I will be able to move this one into the other page, which of course means like resorting it, because as you can see, when they're in this binder, I leave this blank instead of the middle one blank. But yeah, this page I finally have a couple more of these purple binder Miro cards, so they will be moving on. Getting very close for this set for Yellowwood. But I think I'm more or less focusing on Miro. Then we have Go Live. Where for most of these I just have like only a couple. And then we have In Life. I'm kind of surprised I have as many that I do, but I'm grateful for that. This is miscellaneous unit / group cards. I don't have too many. Then we have the Japanese cards here. And then we have like all the postcards and such. I did get the postcards for a mixtape. And basically, for a lot of mine, if it's horizontal, I put them up here. If they're vertical, I put them down here. So some of the errors are going to be kind of mixed up because of that. As you can see here, because these are all the postcards that came with those Polaroids. And then here, just waiting for to get more vertical cards. And then I threw in the stickers. And this were, I think that's how I've settled on those. These are the larger kind of mini. One of these days I'm going to get the ones I'm missing for Ordinary. They're just so low on my priority list. I do have everything for Maxident though. I just need to like set it up so they're in place, which is also what I need to do for 5-star, because I do have all 8 of those as well. And then we have this section, which is mainly my Sungmin section. I collect all his Digipack cards, which I kind of need to redo this page, because I can fit the 5-star one with the rest. So this page needs to be redone at some point. These are all random non-album cards. And I actually have one. I did get another copy of the Target's 5-star, and I actually pulled Sungmin. So I have that. And then I have the Japanese cards that I have of him on this page. And this is a clear poster that I ended up getting. And I have it back here. And this is for the Japanese, yeah, the Sounds album. And then after that, because I pulled the Chan and I pulled Lino, and it's like, I cannot let go of these Target cards. So I decided not to. So this is just going to be a random page for any Chan or Lino cards I happen to get that are non-album. I've done this before with like other groups where I have like members that I love, but you know, I can't commit to, you know, collecting. So yeah, Sean and Lino are the two members that fill that role for Stray Kids. So not surprising they finally have a page like that. So that's what I have for Stray Kids. A lot of work that still needs to be done. But I'm at least keeping up with everything, and that makes me happy. All right, so Itzy, this is a very casual collection. I don't really collect I mostly collect Yuna is the member I collect, but I do have a couple OT5. And I was able to fill out like this, these pages. So any new OT5 collections, I'll have to start a new couple of pages. And I was able to get all of the unit for Cheshire, which I'm so glad. These are so cute. And I'm so happy I have them. And this is supposed to start Yuna. As I said, it's a very casual collection. I don't have a lot of her earlier cards, unfortunately. It's something I probably need to work on fixing, at least picking up like 1 or 2 cards here and there. I don't really have any goals other than, you know, just let it grow. Have it grow. Yeah, so for later eras, doing much better. Someday I think I'll probably see about getting the unit cards that came with the limited edition for Checkmate, because I think that those would really help fill the page like I have for Cheshire. Yes, I'm very happy with this page. I think it turned out great with all the units and her cards, and I think this was just an extra, but now that they've announced that they have a new album, this is probably what this page will become. And a good portion of this binder is actually just larger inclusions. And I do have it divided up as well between the 4 members I don't actively collect in Yuna, which works very well because 5 is very much an awkward number, and it's kind of hard to set things up for 5. So it's worked out very well doing it the way I have. I said this is a little awkward, but I'm not sure what to do with it. And then we have these pages. These Target exclusives, and the Target listing just came up, and it looks like we're not going to get a Photocard. We're going to get something awkward again. Not sure if it's going to be awkward like these, but yeah. Have that to look forward to. And then we start the Yuna section, which again, it just works very well to have her on her own and the other 4 together. Or at least it makes me happy. It sparks my joy. Especially since I will get like more of the larger inclusions for her anyway. So that also helps make it all work out. All right. And that is all I have for Itzy. Like I said, it's a very small, very casual collection that's definitely going to grow with their next comeback. What is it? Kill This Doubt? Yes. So I at least like to keep on top of the most recent releases, and I don't like having nothing on the screen. So there. Alright, so that's all my JYP groups. And that'll be it for this clip. So we will be going on to the next, which will start my Hybe groups. Okay, and I'm back much later than I expected to be. I'm currently this month helping house/pet sit for my sister as she and her family are gone on a vacation, and it is just sucking up more time than I expected it to, which means I haven't been back to work on this or film for this or do a lot of stuff in my own apartment. So this will just go up when it goes up. Same with the other videos. I give up trying to, squish it all into June. Hopefully, since they're back early July, I'll be able to get myself back on track. But until then, I'm just gonna film what I can. That said, kind of on here with my Hybe group of binders. This is my miscellaneous one. And we start with BSS /17. I really liked the subunits song so far, so I'm definitely following at least that. And I decided, since I gave their latest FML, their latest release a try, and actually kind of ended up liking it a lot more than I have like previous 17 releases. So I decided that I was gonna go ahead and collect like a page worth of photo cards for the BSS members, and that's probably what I'll continue to do with future 17 releases, because it's not that hard to do, and it's kind of fun, especially since I have the options to keeping whatever I want. But yeah, that's the larger inclusions I have for all of that. And then the Sserafim, which is the only other group I have in here. I think there's an annoying like fly. I'm sorry. Seriously, again, I have not been able to do much for my apartment, so I think it's beginning to show. I'm gonna put that to the side though. Back to K-pop and the Sserafim. Yay! So I've been slowly working on getting the photo cards for their debut for the 3 members I collect, which is of course Sakura, Yujin, and Kazuha, or Yunjin. So I'm actually done with Kazuha, so I just need to finish up with Sakura and Yunjin, and then I do have everything for their next release. Anti-Fragile. So that is complete, and then of course their latest release, Unforgiven. I have all the standard kind of albums and the compact versions complete. I'm for this page I'm doing a spread because I ended up pretty much getting like 4 of the 5 members in the for the Target exclusive cards. Injin was the only one I was missing, and of course I was able to trade for her. And these 2 sets of 5 are going to be for the solo versions of the Weavers, because the Weverse version for this, it comes with like a set of 5 cards as well as 1 random card. So that's where the set of 5 goes. This is for Japanese releases. I'm only collecting 1 card or 1 set for each, so that way it doesn't feel like it's way too much. So this is for Fearless. I think they've already announced, if I remember right, oh no, this one was Anti-Fragile. That's right, because no, it's Fearless, because that makes searching for the Korean Fearless cards so annoying. So is their next one? I don't think their next one's Anti-Fragile. I think they're just skipping to Unforgiven. Either way, they're gonna have another Japanese release, so that'll be another row there. And these are the unit cards for Anti-Fragile. And for Unforgiven, I also have a page here for unit cards. Let's see. Yeah, because again, one of those sets of 5 for the Weverse version are unit cards, so that would be like the perfect 9-pocket page there. Then we have larger inclusions. Of course, it's so awkward for like 5-member groups to fill in like these 4-pocket pages. I think I kind of found a nice little way to do it. And this is the target card for Fearless, the Japanese release. I didn't know where else to put it, so it fit there. These were pre-order benefits for the Weverse version, for Aladdin. Oh, that reminds me. Well, in my next storing video, I have some postcards for the Weverse version that will be coming with my Aladdin purchase, and I need to set up for that. And this is just some random Sakura cards from her Eyes One days. And I figure if I ever get any more, they'll all just kind of go in the back, though that's not something I'm really actively collecting for. And that fills up my random group. Hybe binder. Then we move on to TXT, which is a very special group for me because they were kind of like the group that brought me back into K-pop. That said, I definitely need to work on their collection a lot more since I'm still missing a lot of these. Oh. Why am I blanking on the release? It's not Star. Oh, there. Eternity. Yes. These Eternity cards, which I really need to get at some point. But outside of that, pretty happy with what I have. I really started collecting in Blue Hour, so I was able to get this. I actually pulled the Subin from an album, so I do not have to worry about how ridiculously expensive that card has become, which I'm very glad for, because he is easily the most expensive member I collect, because as you can see, I collect 3 of the 5, Subin, Taehyun, and Yunkai. And yeah, I realized this is probably the next collection I need to update for the platinum pages. I really don't like these old Ultra Pro regular standard edition pages at all. But I'm still so happy I was able to like complete. um, this pass come back so quickly, and I love these photo cards. Okay, and this is, well, it's not all season greetings because this is actually from the deco kit from last year. But I will be getting the season's greeting, a set of season's greetings cards to fill out this page. I don't get too many non-album cards for them, but I do like to get some, just because of the fact, like I said, they're a very important group for me, so I kind of want to get more. Which is why I ended up getting like 2 of the sets for this Japanese release, well, so that way I can have this page completely full, and that's because I went ahead and got the solo sets as well as like the regular edition sets for Good Boy Gone Bad. Yes, that was this Japanese single for that. And I do have some OT5 sets. And these are usually cards that, you know, very easy to collect, all 5. So, of course, I went ahead and did so, and I'm very happy. Oh, and I do have it set up for more OT5 sets already. So I do need to set something up for their latest Japanese singles. No, is it a single or is it a mini album? I have to double check, but I know it's titled Sweet. I need to set up something for that. I used to collect OT5. I did have to cut back, but I did keep a few Yeonjin and Bumgyu things, and that's what this page is. Like, they're larger kind of cards, and then I got these lenticulars to fill it out. And this is miscellaneous group and unit page. And these are the Target clear cards. I got an OT5 set. This is a group card that was a Target exclusive. Very awkward to try to fit anywhere, but it kind of fits this 8-pocket page. So we're going with that. And that's just the, of course, the photo cards are close enough to photo card size items for TXT. They do have a second binder for larger inclusions, which is kind of a mess. I will say that. One of these days I need to go back and actually finish what I'm trying to do with some of this. Okay, so a lot of the earlier stuff, and when they went to these kind of larger postcard things, this is how I figured I would store them. Alright. And I did kind of fall behind on collecting them, which I need to fix. Just larger inclusions kind of take the back seat compared to photo cards in general for me. Okay. Oh, that's right. I had one of these taped together cards there. And of course, some other stuff when I got those deco cards, the kind of Polaroid ones. They also came with a bunch of other stuff I decided to put in. That's right. I kind of fell behind with getting all the postcards for Thursday's Child. Though I do have most of them. Just missing a few here and there. Did much better with the Nightmare chapter Lullaby. Yes, but he's got all of them. Oh, no. The name chapter, Temptation. Why am I thinking Lullaby and Nightmare? I think that was the name of the versions. That's what I must be mixing up. Okay, and so for these kind of awkward cards that came with their, I guess, solo versions of the release, I kind of went ahead and put them like this on the page. I think it kind of looks nice for a 3-member breakdown. Then you have the Weavers sets, which I didn't actually realize that there were like 3 versions of these. I got 2 of them. Not sure if I really want to ever bother getting the 3rd group one, though I just might, because then I could actually fill the whole thing, couldn't I? Well, that's going to be something I will worry about much later. Like when I'm ready to actually start looking at, you know, the larger inclusions of my collections, which I'm not quite at for most of them. Still working on Photocards. All right, and then I have this, which mainly for Enhypen, but it also has TEAM, because I figured, you know, the groups are supposed to be connected with their lore, so it makes sense to have them both together. But of course, we start with Enhypen, where I collect Nikki fully for the album cards. Still working on some of this earlier stuff. I do have the final card for this, so that'd be nice to put in finally. Manifesto, I am done with. Latest release, Dark Blood, I am working on ever so slowly. But hey, at least I got the target card. I should have some things on the way. I think that's why I have that one blank. This is Japanese releases. Not complete though. I think I'm just trying to get like 2 cards each. And then with Manifesto, I decided to start collecting at least 3 cards for my next top 3 members. Jay, and then Hisung and Sano are kind of tied, to be fair. So this is for Manifesto, what I decided to collect. And at this point, mostly got Concept just because it was a lot easier to get. I think a big part of it was that I pulled this Hisung with the bear, and it's like I really did not want to let go of it. And yeah. And I think I lucked out and I just happened to have all of these. So that is that. And of course for Dark Blood, I just need this one Hisung, and then I'll be complete, because I have so much more luck pulling every other member but Nikki. Xanu, I usually don't pull a lot of either, but as you can see, he still managed to come home where I needed him to. Nikki, though, not so easy. But yeah, this one, these are the Target exclusive cards. I really like this set, so I wanted the close-ups for that. And I kind of really like the concepts for like this set. Of course, I still need Hisung. He was the only one I did not manage to pull, and I really need to look into trading. That said, because I got so many copies, since they're doing the solo kind of versions of their releases the way that TXT does, in it you had a chance of a random member for this concept, and I ended up pulling all 7 eventually. So I have all 7. And I decided, you know what? Actually, I think initially I pulled the vast majority, and then I know Jongwon was like one of the greater holdouts, but I was able to finally pull him. And of course, this is not just age order, it's leader, then age order, which is how I decided to do it. Yeah. But I'm glad to have something OT7. And honestly, if they ever do anything else like this, where it's just very easy to collect all 7, I'm gonna do it. And random page, I guess in preparation for, in case I need it for something. Okay. And this is just random non-album Nikki cards. Forget why I was setting it up like this, but I did. Hopefully I'm gonna have a lot more to add, but kind of focusing on getting the rest of the album cards for him first. And this is random group photo cards. And if I get any units, they'll end up here too. I only keep, or try to keep, like 1, sometimes maybe 2 copies of any album. So I kept the Dusk version. Then we had these postcards for Carnival. This is actually like a standee thing. And I put the Dark Blood Bite Me sticker here because I had nowhere else, or I had nothing else there, so figure I might as well. And then 3 pocket pages for these. And then we get like postcards, and I'm not really going on my way to collect postcards, so it's like if it's one of the members I collect, I'll keep them. So that's what I had for Manifesto. I managed to get all 7 of their message cards. And this is what I have for Dark Blood. Oh, and I did collect OT7 for their solo photo cards. Or not photo cards, postcards. That needs to be fixed. This is just the sticker sheets that came in all the albums. That looks better. And these are Walmart exclusive postcards. So I kept it for, I was able to pull all 4 members that I collect, so kept them. And this starts my TEAM collection. As you can see, I collect Maki. Just decided to collect him for their first release just because trying to collect more than 1 member when it's 7 photo cards for each, it just seemed like a little too much. That said though, I have these 2 pages because what I plan on doing for their latest release, that just released, it's 5 photo cards, but then they also have an ID card, which would make it perfect for collecting 3 members. And that is the plan. Maki's my top favorite, but I also like Kei and Harua, who are not cheap members. But it looks like pricing has settled from what it was at debut, which is the usual way things tend to fall for a lot of groups. Like their debut prices will be everywhere, but by the second release things will have settled down. It definitely looks like that has happened this time. So those are the 3 members that I'm going to be collecting. And like I said, they all have, it's only just 5 photo cards. across the different album versions, and the ID card, which makes it a perfect 6. So that is what this is going to be. I already have ordered or gotten everything through NiziU for Maki, and I'm at least going to get a start on Kei and Haruha. That's the plan, and then my next NiziU order after that, I'll focus on finishing up Kei and Haruha, as well as figuring out what I want to get non-album wise for Maki. Because I do get some non-album cards. What I've decided to do for the initial release, this is kind of like a whole mix of cards that came out that time, because we also have, I believe this is the light stick Photocard. I forget what that is from. And these are like from a magazine where they had trading cards. And then I believe these are all pop-up store, if I remember right. Or maybe those 3 are pop-up, and I can't remember what that is. Either way, they're all from the debut era. So I decided to go out and get a full page, but after that, and I kind of ran out of these to fill the page, but I'm only going to get like 3 photo cards, you know, non-album. That will, yeah, 3 non-album photo cards that will be for, like, I guess each release, so kind of each era for Maki. And that's the big plan for and TEAM. Very much looking forward to be able to collect more than a single member for the second release, and I hope that's going to be the standard. If they only keep it to like 5 photo cards or 6 or anything around there, I'll definitely keep collecting all 3 members. And with that kind of finishes this portion. And then I'll be back for basically all my miscellaneous groups that I'm collecting. Alright, so while that was just a quick cut for you, it has been way too long since I came back to do this binder tour. Thankfully, this is the last stretch. And yeah, so let me just go ahead and move on. And we actually start with some J-pop. This is my collection for Oda Sakura of Morning Musume. Even though I can't say I'm really a fan of Morning Musume at this point, I still like Sakura. So these are basically her trading cards since they started, back in 2014. Including them in just their singles, the first press versions of their singles. They would have trading cards. So, and I do have placeholders for this because it is hard to remember where it all goes. Not so much for their recent releases, because recently they really just kind of fell off with releasing just anything music wise for the group. And these are split for the years, because starting in 2014 they started to like rename the group every year by whatever the year is to make it kind of easier for people to follow. So wherever I have one of these purple cards, which is her member color, that's basically the end of a year. And that takes us to the most recent. Though I have to actually double check just to make sure. because, like I said, I don't really follow Morning Musume anymore. I don't know, while I love Sakura, just the way that management has been dealing with the group and just a lot of the Hello Project management in general, it leaves a lot to be desired, and I just kind of feel like they're failing. They are failing their talents. But yeah, I think once Sakura, once she graduates from the group, I will be done with probably all Hollow Project groups at that point. So she's the last, I guess, linchpin for that for me. And this is ONEUS. So I initially decided I was just going to collect Xion, because him and why am I blanking? I want to say it's Kiho, though I think I may be screwing up the name. I think it's Kiho. You know, those were the two that kind of stood out for me. Xion just a little bit more. And I figured, well, I don't have a third member that I like. But then I got to like watching their video content, and then finally had a third member kind of stand out and become a solid third. Is it Hwanyan? I am probably butchering his name. I'm gonna have to double check, which I probably could do, since, you know, I could always edit back, but no. You're just gonna just suffer with me just butchering everything. But either way, where's it? Han Wong? Yeah, I should probably quit. But either way, I have a top 3 now, so I'm going to collect 3 members for ONEUS. I actually have the cards that I'm missing for Xion. I think, if I remember right, they came in my latest Neokyo haul. I haven't removed these yet because I wanted to do the flip through first. So Xion, I haven't really started on Pygmalion, their latest release, but so everything up to that, are pretty much from debut to Malice, I'm done for Xion at least. So that is mostly what this collection is. I do have some cards for the other members, a little bit more for Kiho because he's pretty easy to collect. And I hope I get his name right, because his signature is making me question so much. But then again, I wouldn't be able to guess that was Xion from his signature either. So, but yes, I do have one collection complete for all 3. But yeah, I'm finding that I'm really, there's no way I can figure out the name from that. But yeah, like I was going to say, I'm finding myself really enjoying collecting them, though most of their stuff right now is probably going to come from Poke Markets, because they're pretty cheap on there. So probably my next Poke Market haul is going to be just a ton of ONEUS. And hopefully that'll help fill a lot of these pages. That's right, did I ever figure out what I was doing for Malice? I know I have all the cards now. What is that? Get out of there. Blah. Yeah. Gotta figure out what I'm doing there. I know these pages at some point made sense for them to be in here, and I'll figure it out. I still haven't. Past me was more knowledgeable in this than current me. And this is just miscellaneous page, pretty much any non-album Xion cards that I get. I'm not going to really search any out, but if I happen to get some while trying to collect his album cards, then yeah, I'll keep them. And that's until like I catch up, and maybe once I catch up, I'll start getting some more non-album cards for him. And of course, ended up with like one group card because it just happened to be in a set. I did get some of Xion's larger inclusions. He's of course the only member I plan on getting any larger inclusions for. Oh, and I finally got the 3-pocket page I needed to put a postcard away. And then random pocket, I guess, in case I needed it for larger inclusions down the road. Treasure is a collection that is going to be very slow moving, and it's not going to be like, I'm not collecting anyone completely. What I'm doing is collecting 3 cards for my top 3 members. So Yoshi, Jaehyuk. I don't know why I insist on mispronouncing everyone's name today, but yes, Jaehyuk and Asahi. So yeah, gonna collect 3 cards for those 3 for each of their at least Korean releases. I don't think I'm gonna really bother with their Japanese releases. I might, but it's not in the cards right now because there's a lot that I need to work on collecting. As you will see, again, I loved Treasure when like they first debuted and they did like a single a month. I was like all on board in that, and then I kind of fell off, and after a while I was like, you know, I kind of miss this group. It's not like I ever really stopped listening to them either, so it's like I want to collect something. I can't collect fully again because they just have so much with every release. So I just settled for this instead, so that way eventually for each Korean release I will have a full page. So that is kind of where I'm at there. And eventually I would like to have their postcards too, but not in a rush for that either. I still happen to have like a full set of this. So put them in there. I only have one of their album stickers. And these were just, I got like one of their albums because it happened to have CD only tracks. I think it's like, what is it? Step 2, first chapter. And I happened to like not only pull one of an Asahi card, which was like amazing. I also pulled one for Yadam and Mashiho, and since they're no longer with the group, it's like I don't want to. I kind of wanted to keep them, though. Now I'm thinking about it. If I collect one card for each of the members that I am not collecting otherwise, I could fill out a page. I think I might do that. Yeah, I like that idea. So, yeah, I think that'll be a goal I'll set, but again, not in a rush. I mean, I would like to fill out these pages a little bit more before I work on something like that. But I think that's probably what my goal is in general there. And I just have those 3 collections in this. And then I do have another binder of other idols I collect. Kingdom. I love Kingdom. Just their aesthetic, their music, everything. Love and adore. I do have a couple OT7 sets. I do want to collect OT7 for these little kind of mini cards. These are the 2 I pulled. And then the 3 members that I collect for every release is Ivan, Don, and Mugen. And they're in order of basically release, because each of their releases so far has focused on a member, and this is the order for these 3. In fact, that's what all this order is based off of. We still need Jahan. He is the only one we have not gotten his release for, unless they're going to go back and do something for Juan, who was the member that said they added after Chibu unfortunately had to leave the group for reasons unknown. So I hope he's still doing all right. But yes, I do still have to work on the latest one, because I did get 2 unsealed versions of the albums, and I didn't pull any of those 3. These are my pulls, and oh my gosh, what keeps getting in these things? But Jahan and Juan, and I'm just keeping them. That's what I've decided, that no matter who I pull, if they're not the 3 that I collect for each release, I'm just gonna throw them on their own page and keep them. And have some larger inclusions. And okay, and yeah, that should be the final group, which is Xikers. So for Xikers, Xeon had ended up becoming my bias. So I collect him completely, which is why there are empty pockets on this page now, because they had their platform version released. I did get that, so I at least have, because in their platform versions, one of the cards is like random 1 out of 10, and then they have a set of cards that come with. So from that set, the Seance are gonna be here. I, of course, did not pull him for the random cards. I did find one of them, though, on Bakari, and I bought that. I'm still looking for the other, and hopefully at some point I can find it, and then I can add it to this page, and then I'll be done with their debut. I was really hoping I was actually done with it beforehand, especially now that they've gone ahead and announced that they're going to have their first comeback in the near future. Okay, so this page, there are 3 members that I am not completely collecting, but still, you know, doing some collection of. Junmin. Ah, that's right. I have a little cheat sheet. Hyuno and Hunter. And I do have the Hyuno that I needed. That's going to be in my next haul video. I can show that, and so he'll be in the next drawing. The Hunter, I just got off of Mercari Japan, so whenever I get my next Neokyo haul, I will have that. So this page I can pretty much consider complete. And these two pages, like I said, for the platform versions, they had those like full sets of individual cards. So the 9 other members that aren't Seion, they're gonna fill these 2 pages, and that'll be my next story video. And these are the kind of US exclusives. This is the Walmart version, the Barnes & Noble version, and the US exclusive. Yeah, I don't have the Hello 82 because I kind of came into Xikers a little late after their release, so I kind of missed it. But that's okay. I'm happy with what I have. And I think what I'm going to do is try to get like 3 POBs now, Pure Era. Though I am kind of cheating, and I'm going to get 3 POBs for, I guess, post-release of their debut single and before their comeback. Because I want Blonde Seion. Or Seion. And I've actually already bought one, and that'll be in my upcoming Neokyo haul. So I'll have a start on that, but, you know, not going to be too worried about filling that out. These are the larger inclusions. These are kind of like the Polaroids. So just kind of kept the ones for the 4 members that I'm, you know, collecting any photo cards for. Stickers. And the big kind of like postcard things that came in the albums. And that is what I have in here, so plenty of room to grow with the only 2 groups in there. And for those who are familiar with my collection, you might realize that I'm kind of missing a group that's usually in that binder. And I'm going to explain that. I'm not completely dropping them, but for Hybe, I love this group, but I am finding, you know, collecting their photo cards for Songsun and Mirei kind of hard, and also I've been just really thinking about my collecting and how I want to go about it. And for Hybe, just because they're still pretty much a Nugu group, which I kind of find frustrating because they're so good and they have such great songs, and I really want them to finally catch that break where they can kind of break out of Nugu-dom. Especially after hearing like all the reports of, you know, people who went to their US tour and how they basically won over anyone who went, and that kind of got me thinking that, you know, instead of collecting trading cards, which deals with me usually just buying everything secondhand, what I want to do is I want to actually like buy their albums from stores that, you know, counts, and that way my money can like directly in a way get back to them instead of doing all the secondhand stuff. And I feel like that would be a better way to support, and whatever I pull out of those albums, I'm just going to keep going on. As you can see though, I'm not letting any of what I do have go. I'm keeping all of it. So yeah, so that is what I plan on doing, and that's why they are in this binder, which is non-active collections. So I'm not actively collecting Hybe at the moment. So whenever I get the albums that I need for them and I get new photo cards, that's when I'll pull this out and add to them. And I feel that's to me, that feels like a better way that I feel that's a better way for me to support this group. With like the larger groups, I don't think it really matters as much, but for these smaller groups, I think it does, especially if it, you know, is going to count towards, you know, charts and things like that. So that's what I've done. Again, this isn't because I don't love this group. I do truly love them. I just feel like this isn't the best way to support them for me. And again, it also helps with, you know, getting rid of any of the frustration I may have with trying to collect them, because it is kind of hard to collect. So that way I can still have fun collecting for Hybe, even though it's going to be more album, and, you know, and feel like I'm supporting them more. So that's my little rant there. Morning Musume, even though I can't say I'm really a big fan of them now, for a time I did like them. So, and I figure, you know, if I'm at the point where I'm, for my collection for Oda Sakura, that, you know, when some of her stuff is just going to be mixed in with other cards for other members of Morning Musume, which is what these gaps are. So when that happens, I figure I'll just throw into this. Most of this stuff is just back when I was actually purchasing the physical singles. A lot of this is just what I pulled from them. Oh, and these ones with the back, they're basically extra duplicates of Sakura cards that I've ended up with, that I've just kind of turned around, and that way everything, or at least for the years I have them kind of sorted by that. And these were special first edition postcards that came with those. This card is for the group Anjurum, another Hello Project group I do not follow, and I usually didn't buy many of their physical releases anyway. Kabushi Factory, unfortunately, they are no longer an active group, and most of them have like retired from showbiz or gone wherever. But I really loved the group, so I got a few of their cards. Again, more random postcards that came with for pre-order benefits. Country Girls is another group that I really loved, but have since disbanded. I honestly began to think after Kabushi Factory was disbanded, I was kind of cursed, because it was first Country Girls, then Kabushi Factory, and it's like, okay. They never really had trading cards for their releases, even though, you know, I bought all their singles. So what this is for is that during their time, Hello Project did like this big, massive, kind of like got all their groups to sing in like a single, which is something they do like every once in a blue moon. And with that, they had trading cards for all the members of all the groups, and that's what this is. And this is actually just a duplicate that I've turned around because it helps fill the page. And there's some first press postcards. And this is just random stuff. Honestly, this binder kind of needs to be sorted out a little bit. I don't think I would actually have everything in this order, but this is for random Johnny's groups. I don't really collect their cards, but then again, they almost never do. The fact that I have any is very bit of a surprise, because I think ABCZ and Sexy Zone are basically the only ones that did it, and even then eventually they all kind of came to be these kind of application cards, where you go to a website and you either apply to an event or you get something special. And that just kind of came with releases. I mean, the only reason I have so many of their CDs is because they're agency Johnnies. They are terrible. Well, for the longest time, they just never put their stuff up for streaming or digital purchase. So it was basically, if you wanted to listen to them, you had to buy the actual CD. And I bought a whole bunch of like really cheap lots for them, and that's all the stuff that kind of came in. This Kanjani 8 set, this actually came in with like one of their albums. They just happened to have this as a little bonus, which is the members at that time, as baseball cards. And some larger kind of inclusions that were in various CDs. And some of this is just like pre-order benefits. And these are like little pamphlets / flyers for movies that some of it I picked up in Japan, like the Snow Prince ones I did. Others I just like would randomly get when I like purchased lots of things. And I figured, I'll keep them, because why not? Okay, and this is just random Japanese trading cards. This page is actually all kind of related to the J-Rock group Liark and Shiel. They did these kind of like ID cards. I mean, they got even chips and everything. There's like some kind of special present attached to them. I pulled Yukihiro's. I'm always a little tempted to go and get the other 4 members. And I happened to be going through like all my CDs, and I found that Tetsuya, who's the bassist, he did some solo releases, and one of his albums actually had cards in them, so I've gone ahead and placed them in here. This has the couple of Kagura cards I have, a Visual K group that I really liked. I would really like to get like more of their cards at some point, but it's so very low on my list. And then we got some random trading cards here. This is from an indie idol group. Choose a couple of their members. They happen to have a release that you got trading cards with, so those are my pulls. And these are for TM Revolution. I think this one though is Aberdeen Boys School, which is like the rock group that he fronted. But yeah, those are just pulls from his releases. And then we have a random K-pop. This is the Girls' Generation card that I pulled from the album Forever One. I got this before I decided to swear off of SM again. So that's just sitting there. This is just going to be a random page of random groups that, if I pick up an album and it has a card in it, this is where it's going to go. RM's Indigo. I actually really liked the songs when I listened to it, so I went ahead and picked up a copy. These are my pulls. And I did get the best of compilation for BTS, even though I'm not really like a fan. They do have enough songs that I like, that buying a compilation like that is just like perfect. So that is what I did. And I happened to actually pull RM, and I didn't realize that until later when, you know, I was looking. It's like, oh, hey, I pulled him. I'll just add him to this little collection I have. And as I mentioned briefly, I have dropped SM because the whole lawsuit thing, it brought up old K-pop scars from the whole JYJ lawsuit, and I don't have faith in SM. I just do not. I don't care if Liso Man is not there. The fact that he wasn't there and the stuff they were pulling for ZBX, I mean, it was basically out of the same playbook that they did for JYJ. And so I've decided I am not going to be actively collecting anything SM related. So I've dropped those collections. That said, I couldn't get rid of everything. I just could not, in my heart, be able to do that. So this needs to be sorted, but these are just NCT cards that I've kept because I love NCT. I still love NCT. It's just I do not want to give my money to SM. I mean, I will probably still get their albums and such, but it will be secondhand, so that way my money is not directly going to SM, which I know in the big picture is probably not doing much, but it's the stand I have decided to take. I think everyone has to, you know, make these kind of decisions when things happen, you know, that, not really sure how to put it in words, but, you know, when something happens and it's upsetting, it's kind of like you've got to do what you got to do that makes you feel all right, that makes you feel like not so much that you're affecting things, because let's face it, unless you can somehow get fans on a very large level to be on the same wavelength about something, it's probably not going to affect much of anything. I mean, even though in K-pop there's been like definitely times that that's happened, which is actually kind of heartening at times, like with the whole Luna thing and people just boycotting that release BBC tried to do while all those lawsuits were going down. But sometimes, you know, you are just kind of just doing what you feel is the right thing for you to do, you know. And I don't judge anyone if they want to still collect and follow SM groups. This is just something I feel like I needed to do for me. So yeah, like I said, this is just the stuff that I have decided to hang on to. I think for my Neokyo orders, I've gotten everything NCT and SM related done with, but I think with my Poke Market, I do have a couple of cards that I will end up getting in, and I'll have to decide whether they join this collection or I get rid of them. Well, not get rid of them, rehome. I'm sure, like I'm kind of doing, I'm sure a lot of, there are definitely people that are quite happy to take in the cards that I had. And yeah, I did get rid of just all the aespa cards since I didn't really have a lot. It sucks. I can't say that I'm happy with the decision, but at the same time, I don't think I would have been happy continuing on. And again, all my anger is towards SM. Absolutely nothing against their idols or their groups. It's just their management. All right, and we do have one last binder, and this has absolutely nothing to do with K-pop. It's really not very J-pop except for like anime. So yeah, I like Uta no Prince Sama, so I was collecting quite a few of their cards. I was also getting a lot of their releases first press in Japan. Usually with first press releases, you do get some kind of bonus. And for Uta no Prince Sama, it was trading cards, so I have quite a bit of that. Still like the series, but just not as in it as I was before. Oh, and I ended up getting these all pretty much as they came out, which meant I got a special bonus, which are these kind of like postcard / poster things. And then other random things I have, like for Sailor Moon. Got these postcards. Got Idol 7 and Love Live. The recent Guardians of the Galaxy, the soundtrack, it actually came with these little postcard things, as well as the Little Mermaid. And I like them. They're pretty. But I think they were both like Target exclusives. So yeah, US releases are slowly kind of coming along to, I wonder if they'll ever be as bad as K-pop. But then again, I might buy a little bit more because I do like these. And then what for me is kind of like a blast from the past and a nod to my childhood. Lots of X-Men trading cards and just kind of like a random assortment. I do kind of feel like I want to get more just because this is the trading cards that I used to collect when I was younger. And then I got some Pogs. X-Men, of course, because this was my generation. And these are Gargoyles Pogs that, yeah, they came in a Burger King kids meals, and I've had them since I was a kid. So I've just hung on to them that long, and I'm never gonna let those go. Some more random anime cards, and now some of those flyers, or one flyer at least. Oh, and this back here are for cards that are damaged in a way that I would not feel comfortable like trading or selling them off. So they're all kind of damaged somewhere, somehow. Usually a pretty bad scratch that you may not be able to see when they're in here. For the Daihon, that was peeled in the back. So yeah, I just have a little collection of that because it's like, what else am I gonna do? So for my damaged cards, they're all back here. All right, so that is my half year or mid-year binder tour. So definitely made some progress, definitely had some big changes, which may continue because, again, I'm still thinking about, collecting and how I would like to collect, and who I'd like to collect as an extension of that. So there will probably still be some changes to be made. But for now, it is what, as you have seen it. I am so sorry that this is coming in so late and thus has made all my other videos gonna be coming in so late. I just did not have the time I thought I was going to have in June. But hopefully now that we're in July, I will be able to catch up on a lot of things. In fact, now that I have this done, I have, yes, my videos for my unboxing of the Sserafim weavers, as well as the Xikers platform, and one of the Stray Kids compact versions, since I got Sungmin's version, because I did not think they were going to be in Target, but they are in Target. So check out your Target if you want to get your hand on the compact version of 5-star. It is there. But yeah, so hopefully I will be getting this video up soon, and then there will be quite a few other videos coming up hopefully soon after. I guess it'll all be catch up until, well, no, because I do plan on ordering NMIXX, was it Midsummer's NMIXX Dream? I think that's the name of the single. But I do plan on getting that, of course. Even though it's not being released in the US, I will be importing it. So I will have unboxing videos as that starts coming in to me. So expect that. That'll be the big new release for this month for me. Other than that, it's, like I said, a lot of catch up because I need to do a video for all the stuff that I've gotten. A haul video, that's what the words that I was looking for. But yeah, I gotta do my haul video for the month of, I guess, June/July. Then I need to do a storing video. So overdue. But yeah, get that. And yeah, and of course sometime this month I will probably have another NiziU haul. Excited about that, because with that I will finally be done with at least all the album cards for NMIXX's Virgo, just in time, and some other things. And yeah, so outside of NMIXX, I think the next release that I'll be definitely picking up when it comes out in stores is Itzy's next comeback, which will be, I believe, August 4th. That's all I can think of now. I'm pretty sure, oh no, like I said, Xikers, they're gonna have a comeback. I've got to double check what like the date is for that, if we have one yet, but that should definitely be August, so I expect an August release at some point too. So Itzy and Xikers, at least for next month, confirmed, and we'll see about the rest. Yes, I think that's where I'll just wrap it up. If you're interested in any of that, please subscribe so you don't miss a video. And thank you all for watching, especially if you made it to the end. And I appreciate any likes and comments. And until next time, bye!